Tonight on Evening, the whole team is together, and we're going to introduce you to an 11-year-old author who's making waves in the world of science.
We are also going to take you to a new drive-thru that offers Manic Meatballs.
Excellent. Plus, Zoey's extraordinary playlist dances right into a very serious topic.
And a spirited local gift for your Valentine's Day sweetheart.
Welcome to the show, everyone. I think we can officially say we are in the dead of, actually, as the way Bernie Sanders would say it with his mittens, we are officially in the middle of winter.
It's an excellent impersonation.
Thank you.
And a fact, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know about you all, but I mean, I love salads, but this time of year, I'm wanting something warm, something hearty, like soups, or meatballs.
Funny you should say that, Angela, because there's actually a brand new sort of fast food drive-thru in Lakewood that serves meatballs.
That's right. Perfect. And as the biggest meatball on the staff, I volunteered to check out Manic Meatballs.
The reason why we loved the Manic name is because we are all about speed.
This dynamo is owner Carrie Stalder. She puts the Manic in Manic Meatballs.
I don't have a lot of patience. I don't want to wait to feed my hungry kids, and when I'm hungry, I'm probably not that nice. And so it was really important to me to be able to do this fast.
Her husband, Chad, came up with the meatballs, a recipe handed down over generations.
My grandparents immigrated over here from Sweden in 1909.
We have 3 teenage kids, and they just really asked for meatballs when their friends would come over. So it would be an entire Saturday of him making the meatballs, me cleaning up around him.
So one day my wife was just like, hey, we should do this for a business so that more people can enjoy them. And I was like, whoa.
Whoa, because Chad is a financial planner. But when Carrie found an old bank by JBLM, Chad was all in.
It just happened to be the perfect setup, the drive-through, the I-5 axis, the military, so I thought it would be a great area for our initial start.
Even the pandemic didn't change anyone's mind.
And we thought it was every bit as marketable, maybe more, because, everybody's getting takeout.
Customers come for a meal that tastes homemade.
I do feel like it's going to take off. This place is incredible.
The meatballs flavor the gravy flavors the meatballs. There are meatball sandwiches, even bacon-wrapped meatballs.
We wanted a meal that really people could eat every day. People would feel good about coming in and eating. A lot of sides are very healthy. They could take it home to their families.
The decor is fun too. There's a large Instagram-worthy Viking ship. Hey, that's me. And an assortment of Scandinavian gifts are also for sale. Even the bank's old vault serves a new purpose. It's now a walk-in freezer. Carrie has just one question. She keeps asking herself, why didn't she start selling meatballs sooner?
Oh my goodness. This is the most fun thing I've ever done. I mean, it's more than a job. I feel like it's my life's mission, kind of now.
You know what I love about that? Oftentimes, running to soccer practices and lessons and trying to have food that's fast, but you're tired of burgers and pizza, this is perfect.
Yeah, meatballs.
Love it. Yeah, my favorite food on earth is meatballs.
Well,
Really?
when you go, which of course you have to go to Lakewood to do this,
Absolutely.
Ask for the chicken and apple meatballs. They also serve up applesauce that is warm, which is very interesting.
Wow.
And of course, they've got gluten-free and vegan items on the menu.
See, I also saw they have poutine on the menu.
That's what I hear. I didn't see that, but
Okay.
there's a lot happening. So I might
Okay,
have missed
I'm
that.
embarrassed to ask, what is poutine?
Poutine! You have to
Angela,
go north
I'm
of the
outraged.
border. It's like French fries with the gravy and cheese curds
okay.
on top. And so then this just adds meatballs, which frankly, I'm not even gonna lie, I would totally sit down on my couch and eat that while watching a show these days. That sounds perfect to me.
And I think we have the perfect show, maybe for them to watch.
Ooh, okay.
Zoey's extraordinary playlist. It has been on a roll, and star Jane Levy is up for a Golden Globe.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of kudos these days as well for taking on a very sensitive topic, race.
when everything goes wrong.
A perfect song can't always change the world.
But I'm just a soul whose intentions are good.
But it's a great place to start.
You're really trying to get to the root and the core of things.
The creative team at NBC's critically acclaimed musical dramedy, Zoey's Extraordinary Playlist, saw the racial strife sweeping our country and chose to address it head on.
We talked about our experiences as Black men in the world.
Now I know how Nelson Mandela felt.
One of the stars, John Clarence Stewart, got together with Black writers and performers on the show to craft a storyline about his character, Simon, facing systemic racism in the workplace.
Specifically, its error rate with people of color is 10 times higher than with white users.
So wait, it can't see people of color?
It can, just very, very poorly.
When Simon is asked to serve as the tech company's face in explaining away a bug born of bias, he faces a moment of truth.
This coding error has been identified, and a fix is underway.
I learned a lot from Simon in this episode, what it looks like to just take up space and say, this is what I'm thinking, this is what I'm feeling, this is what my actual thoughts are.
See, the chirp couldn't see Black and brown faces because there are no Black and brown people in positions of power at the company. Our leadership is comprised overwhelmingly of white men.
It's the kind of uncomfortable moment that can lead to honest reflection and change. He says he feels very, very alone. Could you relate that to your personal experience?
Absolutely. I mean, being in the entertainment industry, I know what it's like to amputate parts of myself to be in space, leaving parts of myself at the door.
And if we don't start talking about this now, nothing is ever going to change.
How far do you hope this show can go to balancing some of the imbalance out there?
Time can only tell that. But I think that what we have in Zoey is a story that's joyful and a story that is aspirational, a story that imagines what it can look like and what it looks like for a company to listen.
Oh Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood.
That storyline continues tonight in just a few minutes, as a matter of fact, on Zoey's Extraordinary Playlist.
Well, Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and if you're looking for a local gift that maybe has a little spirit, Woodinville Whiskey might be your best option.
That's right. It's a gift pack that includes a bottle of either bourbon whiskey or rye, 2 bottles of barrel-aged maple syrup, 2 crystal whiskey glasses, and a tasting card with expert tips.
That sounds like a great idea, I said loudly, hoping that my husband in the other room might be listening. You can pick that up at either their distillery tasting room that's obviously in Woodinville, and it's also available online.
Kim, that sounds like breakfast for you.
How dare you?
Just kidding.
Coming up next, an 11-year-old is making waves in the science world.
And he asked me for a business card at 5 years old.
Plus, Angela talks with the cast of Chicago PD.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. Hope you're having a happy Tuesday evening.
Yes, and you know we love introducing you to extraordinary kids on our show. So tonight, we want to introduce you to an 11-year-old who started writing his book 4 years ago.
Not every kid can appreciate the intersection of art and science.
So that was a project about the human body, and it was a diagram on the digestive system.
Orion Razat has always been a little ahead of his time.
And tell me about your name. What does it represent?
My name represents the most important constellation in the sky, called Orion, and I believe it aligns with the pyramids of Giza.
Born to chart a path, he started drawing and animating short films in kindergarten.
And he asked me for a business card at 5 years old.
By second grade, Orion was working on his book.
How does a plant take a selfie?
How?
With photosynthesis. What time do you learn geometry at school?
What time?
Circle time.
There are 101 STEM jokes in this published work.
STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and math.
Subject matter that can be intimidating, but Orion wants other kids to recognize it can also be fun, especially the digestive system.
A lot of your animations have gas involved.
Usually my humor is kind of smart, but you need to dot in like a few fart jokes every now and then.
Orion's work has earned him media attention, recognition from a Jif peanut butter campaign, and placement in Seattle's Museum of Museums. But his mom says the most important thing is that he's learning and loving it.
I don't think there should be a division between learning and fun, learning and life. Learning is life. Math is life.
So what would you recommend to other kids so that they can help make it fun for themselves?
Take what you enjoy and incorporate education or math into it, and then you'll be able to be educated and have fun doing your interests at the same time.
Such a neat kid. If you would like to buy Orion's book or check out some of his animations, we have them linked to our website, king5evening.com.
And his fans aren't just kids. I know that our producer Ellen is following him on Instagram and found this joke by Orion. How do aliens get vaccinated?
How?
With a space needle.
He's clever. I love him.
Very clever.
Oh, can't wait to see what he does. He's doing it. So
Yes.
thanks for sharing that story with him. Well, look, tomorrow evening, you'll be able to see this all new episode of Chicago PD. If you haven't seen the show, I mean, it always tackles these relevant topics, and this season is no different. And I had a chance to talk to one of the cast members.
So it's just part of our relationship now.
Marina Squarciati plays intelligence officer Kim Burgess on Chicago PD, a woman recovering from her own recent trauma and trying to reimagine life.
I want the proposal, I want getting married in some bad banquet hall, I want to have babies, I want the job, I want the mess, I want the whole...
Squarciati and the cast of Chicago PD are portraying law enforcement at this critical moment in time, and they aren't running away from that.
The show is acknowledging the George Floyd protests, acknowledging we live in a world post all that, and addressing it, right? We're not going about just as normal as nothing happened. It is a different world, and I hope we're better for it, because to be on a cop show and not at this point would be, I think, irresponsible.
And just like in real life, things aren't always black and white, especially in Wednesday night's show where things get complicated.
That's what I think makes this show work. It's never black and white. It's kind of always lives in the gray area. We've made mistakes, we've gone too far, we've done too little, we've done too much, and I think that's true of all humans, especially police officers, because everything you're doing is being scrutinized.
The show is in its 8th season and was able to be filmed using strict COVID-19 safety protocols. Marina can't give away much about the season, but expect more real-life inspiration in the art that is Chicago PD.
Again, you can watch an all-new Chicago PD right here on King 5 right after evening.
Yes. Okay, we've got TV covered. Now on to movies. Who wants to get spooked?
That did it to me.
Yeah, I bet that did. Any close-up is going to do that to you. There is a new, scary, yet funny movie out on Blu-ray.
Yes, as of today, it is called Freaky, and it stars Vince Vaughn and Catherine Newton, and I got to chat with them.
Morning. Morning. That's me, Millie. Ordinary, boring Millie.
Freaky is a body swap film with a dark twist because that ordinary girl, played by Catherine Newton, switches bodies with a terrifying serial killer played by Vince Vaughn.
Vince, I never thought you would have this moniker, but after this movie, I think you are a bona fide scream queen. Did you have to practice this beforehand?
Yes, it was easy to be kind of afraid, especially when you had Catherine on the other side looking at you with putting those high beams, those death high beams on you.
You gotta practice your scream for a horror film, you know? I was in the car screaming with my mom in the car, like, does that sound good or does this hurt your ears?
You got to wear sort of like the most iconic fashion in this film, which was, of course, the beaver mascot costume.
I didn't know where you were going with that. I was like, if you're talking about the red leather jacket, but I agree. That beaver costume is 110% the most iconic costume I've ever gotten to wear. Those beaver feet fell off so many times. But I think it just added to the comedy of it. It's one of my favorite parts of the movie is that all the time you're laughing.
Most of the comedy is driven by Vaughn after the swap, trying to convince others he's actually Millie. At one point, it's confirmed by a secret handshake and a cheer performance.
Blissfield High, feel our glory and our might.
How would your kids know it's you, if there was ever any question?
My kids know it was me. Well, maybe certain inside jokes that we have, or ways that we kind of kid with each other.
I think even if you swap bodies with somebody, like your golf swing would still be the same. So I think that if anyone saw my golf swing, they'd know that that was Catherine Newton in there.
Meaning it's an exceptional golf swing.
It is an
Perfection.
exceptional golf swing. Catherine Newton can bring it.
She's also not bad with a chainsaw. And for anyone who didn't get their horror fill last month, Freaky may be just the way to spend your Friday.
I want my body back.
Come and get it.
Okay, Freaky is rated R, and Jimmy, I would not recommend it for you because there are a lot of jump scares, and
you're a scaredy cat.
Scare very easily. Yes,
very easily.
It's true, but for the rest of you, if you like campy horror films, I don't think you'll be disappointed.
Okay.
I am cool as a cucumber, okay? Let's just get that out there.
Up next, the facial hair trend making teen evening say, that's a thing?
Welcome back to the show, everyone. Okay, just like clothing, facial hair can come in and out of style.
Yes, and there's this new beard style that is raising eyebrows, for sure.
Yeah.
I believe you're referring to the monkey tail beard. And believe it or not,
I believe that's supposed to be a thing right now.
That's a thing? It's a
I don't know.
Yep, the trend kicked off at least a decade ago, but now an Oakland A's player brought it into the spotlight again when he sported the beard in September 2019. But it's grown in popularity even more since then, with plenty of other guys picking it up as well.
Ooh.
I do not know why.
No, I feel like this has to be this sort of like pandemic quarantine effect where you're at home maybe more often. You just figure that's what our editor Jared did.
Look at that.
He shaved it just to make us
Handsome
all
man.
laugh in our morning meeting, and then his wife was like, "No." So I think
not gonna happen.
he got rid of it by noon.
Yeah. Wow. So
Well, if you
Jim
wanna-
and Saint, would you ever do this?
I was, if you want, you can take a sock out of your drawer and you can just see what it's going to look like before you choose to do it.
It looks like you're wearing a sock on your face.
Yeah,
That's
kind
what
of
it
does.
looks like. No,
Kinda
I can't grow facial hair, so that's completely out of the question. for
Nor
me.
can I. I've tried, and my kids are like,
You're good.
get away
I like
from
what
me.
I like what Dave here says. I've got myself one of those monkey tail beards. The hard part was getting the monkey to sit still on my shoulder while I applied the glue.
I don't know, Angela. What do you think?
I appreciate the creativity, people wanting to shake things up, but I think when I think monkey on someone's face, it just, yeah.
Yeah. I love how you always look for the bright side, but we end up in the same place at the end, which is no.
Coming up, a West Seattle photographer covers one of Elvis's classic songs.
Welcome back to the show. We are just about out of time, but we are so thankful that you joined us tonight.
And we would love for you to join us tomorrow night. We're going to bring you the story of where you can get your very own Bernie-inspired mittens. They are made right here in Seattle, and it's for a really great cause.
Amazing! And if the mittens don't keep you warm, the monkey tail beard will do the trick.
Well, we are going to leave you tonight with music from Gary Benson. This is a cover of the Elvis Presley classic Love Me Tender, as shot by his son at their cottage on Vashon Island.
Thanks for watching. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Never let me go. You have made my life complete, and I love you so. my dreams fulfilled. For my darling, I love you, and I always will. Love me tender, love